The day my sister walked into my house, the air thinned like plastic over a flame. I had just lowered a pot of jollof to a gentle simmer when the knock came, 3 soft taps that felt like a dare. I opened the door and there she was, Adaeze, my big sister, the storm I never finished surviving. My husband, Tio, stood behind me, confused. "Who is she?" he asked. My tongue felt heavy, like a stone I had carried for years. Adaeze tilted her head. "Hi, Amaka," she said, voice sugar over broken glass. "You look very alive." Alive? The word slapped me. 12 years ago she told my boyfriend I died. 12 years ago she buried my name so she could steal my future. And now she was in my doorway, smiling like an apology I didn't order. "Why are you here?" I said. My voice cracked. Tio reached for my shoulder. I stepped away. Adaeze held out a yellow envelope. "Because the truth is complicated, and time is rude," she said. "Also because someone is looking for you." "Who?" I asked, though my heart already guessed. Thunder rolled somewhere inside me. "Chike," she said. The name was a match to dry leaves. I felt heat race up my throat. Tio's hand dropped. Adaeze watched our faces and sighed. "I lied back then," she said quietly. "I told him you died in a bus crash. He believed me. He left the country the next week." "You did what?" My shout bounced off the walls. From the hallway, our 7-year-old son peeked out with wide eyes. I forced a shaky smile. "It's okay, Kosi. Go to your room." He nodded and disappeared. I turned back to my sister. "Look," I said. "And don't try to cry. I want everything right now." 12 years earlier, rain hammered our zinc roof while I packed for university. Adaeze lay on my bed, scrolling through her phone like a queen bored with the kingdom. I folded my yellow dress, the one Chike said made me look like sunlight, and smiled at his voice note playing softly. "I'm proud of you, Amaka. We'll make distance small." Adaeze snorted. "Boys talk sweet when pockets are empty." "He's working nights at the pharmacy," I said. "He's saving." "For you?" she asked, eyebrows lifting. "Or for a ticket out?" I ignored her and zipped my bag. Chike arrived with an umbrella big enough for 2 and a bag of plantain chips. We hugged under the doorframe while Adaeze watched, eyes like knives wrapped in silk. "I'll visit every month," he promised. "Call me when you get to campus." I believed him. I believed the rain would stop and blessings would start. I believed my sister's smile meant love, not hunger. That night, my bus left before sunrise. I texted Chike from the window seat, "I'm on my way." No reply. At the first checkpoint I called. His number rang once and died. I tried again. Nothing. By dusk, my messages turned into prayers typed with shaking thumbs. At midnight, Adaeze finally called. Her voice was calm, too calm. "Amaka," she said, "don't panic. There was an accident on your route. Bodies, news is bad." I told Chike what they said. "He's broken." I screamed into the dark bus toilet, then burst back into the aisle, begging the driver to turn around. He wouldn't. My phone kept buzzing with pity I didn't understand. I wasn't dead, but my life was being buried alive, one rumor at a time, by someone who shared my blood. And nobody heard me say no. Back in my living room, Adaeze sat on the edge of the couch, smoothing invisible wrinkles from her skirt. Tio poured everyone water but kept his distance, like a guard who wasn't sure who the thief was. I stood, arms folded, heartbeat in my ears. "Explain," I said. She looked at the cup, not at me. "I told Chike you died in a bus crash." I sent him a screenshot of a fake post. I even wrote a tribute. He believed it. My chest burned. "Why?" Her mouth trembled, but I saw no tears. "Because I was tired of being second. You were the gentle one, the pretty one, the one people trusted. Chike loved you like sunrise. I wanted that kind of light on me just once." "So you killed my life," I said. "With a lie." "I thought he would stay near me, grieve with me, maybe notice me," she whispered. "Instead he ran. He left the same week." Silence cracked the room. A taxi honked outside and the clock ticked too loud for a small thing. Tio rubbed his neck, eyes searching my face. Did you ever tell the truth? He asked. Adaeze nodded slowly. I tried to find him. Years later, I messaged old friends. Nothing. Last month someone sent me a picture, him at a charity clinic in Port Harcourt. He's back. My stomach flipped. Memories rushed in, the mango tree, the shared meat pie, the promise ring made from blue thread. I tasted metal, like blood and coins. And you came here to do what? I asked. To confess, she said. And to warn you. He is not alone. Not alone. My voice thinned. He has a daughter, she said softly. She looks like you. And she thinks her mother is me, not you, today. The word daughter broke something soft in me. He moved on. I asked, voice thin as thread. Adaeze nodded and reached into her bag. She pulled out a creased photo, Chike in a faded polo, holding a little girl wrapped in a hospital blanket. The baby's eyes were dark moons. The caption on the back said, Naya, 2 days old. My knees wobbled. I sat. Tio hovered, unsure where to place his hands. You're lying, I whispered, though the picture felt heavy and true. I wish I was, Adaeze said. He met someone after I lied. They were together a short time. She left. He raised the child. A new ache opened, wide and old. I imagined Chike pacing a small room at 2 a.m., humming to a crying baby, boiling water for pap, praying for money and sleep. That was supposed to be our life, our sweet struggle. Teo cleared his throat. Why warn her? He asked. If you wanted to burn everything, why bring water now? Adaeze stared at the floor. Because I saw him yesterday. He was asking about Amaka near the bus park. I followed from far. When he turned, I saw his face, hope mixed with fear. He is coming. The house felt crowded with ghosts that had not died. Kosi peeked again. I waved him upstairs. I pulled my breath together like cloth on a line. Where is he staying? Ramilla, she said. Charity clinic guest quarters. He volunteers. I stood. Tomorrow. We meet him. You come with me. You will speak first. Adaeze nodded, a shadow of relief crossing her face. Tio touched my arm. Are you sure? No, I said, honest and shaking. But silence already ruined one life. I won't let it ruin two. We face the storm and count the damage. Morning smelled like rain and roasted corn. I closed the bakery early, left Kosi with our neighbor, and rode a kiki with Adaeze toward Ramula. Neither of us spoke. The city moved like a slow river around us. Hawkers tapping glass, school kids dodging puddles, gospel from a cracked speaker. The clinic sat behind a low gate painted hopeful blue. We waited by the mango tree. My palms sweat, my heartbeat tried to outrun time. When Chike finally walked through the gate, the years fell off him like dust. Same careful shoulders. Same searching eyes. He saw Adaeze first. His jaw hardened. Then his gaze slid and caught me. He stopped completely, like a song cut mid-note. Amaka? He said, not breathing. I'm not a ghost, I replied, echoing my dream. Silence. Then a laugh, broken and bright. He stepped closer, then stopped again, reading Tio's name on my ring like a warning sign. His smile dimmed. You're married, he said. Yes, I answered. And you? Dad, a voice called from the gate. We turned. A teenage girl jogged over, braids swaying. She had my stubborn chin and his honest eyes. They need you inside, she said. Her gaze fell on me. Confusion flickered. Hi. Chike swallowed. Naya, this is... He looked at Adaeze, then at me, trapped between past and present. Adaeze lifted a hand. I'm the one who lied, she said softly. I told your father Amaka was dead. Naya's mouth opened, then closed. She studied me like a mirror that moved. So you're Annie? She asked. Something fragile trembled in my chest. If you'll have me, I said. Chike rubbed his temples. We need to talk, he whispered. But not here. He looked beyond us, face tight. Someone has been asking about you, Amaka. Danger waits nearby. We left the clinic through the side gate, following Chike into a narrow alley. The rain had turned the dirt into slippery clay. My sandals sucked at the ground. Who's asking about me? I pressed. Chike didn't look back. Tall man, gray cap, scar on his cheek. He's been around for weeks, asking old neighbors, market women, even the Okada boys. Says he's looking for the girl who survived the bus crash. Adaeze flinched. You didn't tell me that. I didn't think you'd care, Chike shot back. Not after what you did. We stopped beneath a half-collapsed zinc awning. Naya clutched her school bag, eyes darting. Is he dangerous? She asked. I don't know, Chike admitted. But he knew too much, your old street, your mother's name, even the bakery. My skin prickled. Why now? That's what scares me, he said. People don't keep lies in jars forever. They rot. And when they rot, the smell brings strangers. Adaeze crossed her arms. Could be debt collectors. Could be nothing. Could be the man who nearly killed me that night, I said without thinking. The words hung heavy. Chike's head snapped toward me. What man? The memory tore open. Headlights in the rain, a bus swerving, another car cutting across. A face in the rear window, smirking. I had buried that image because no one believed me then. We need to move somewhere safe, Chike said. Tonight. Tio would be waiting, wondering why I was late. I imagined explaining all this. My dead boyfriend alive, my sister's lie, and now a man with a scar hunting me. Where do we go? I asked. Chike hesitated. There's a safe house by the river. But you won't like who runs it. Who? His voice dropped. Your father. The one who left us before I could remember his voice. For most of my life, my father was a shadow people forgot to mention. Mama used to say he went north for work, until I was old enough to hear whispers that he went north for another woman. I had grieved him like a death without a grave. Now Chike stood in the rain telling me he was alive. And worse, he was the key to staying safe. I don't need him, I said, my voice sharp. We'll find somewhere else. There is nowhere else, Chike replied. The man with the scar isn't guessing. He knows things. If he's connected to that night. Adaeze cut in. Wait, what night? The crash, Chike said. Or whatever it really was. I stepped back, my head buzzing. It wasn't a crash. The bus swerved to avoid a car. A black sedan. It clipped us. I saw a face, smiling. Then I woke up in the hospital. Mama said no one came forward. Everyone told me to move on. Chike looked at me like the pieces were fitting in his head. Your father runs that safe house because he owes people favors. He might know who would come after you now. Naya shifted, uncomfortable. This is a lot. It is, I said, my throat tight. But if we go together. No splitting. Adaeze rolled her eyes. You really think I'll walk into his house after the way he left? I faced her fully. You didn't care about walking into mine after 12 years. This isn't about you anymore. This is about stopping whatever's coming. She didn't answer. Chike glanced toward the main road. The river's 15 minutes away if we take the back streets. But once we're there, there's no turning back. The sky rumbled. I knew we were already past the point of turning back. We moved fast, weaving through back alleys where rainwater ran like narrow, angry streams. Naya stayed close to Chike, her sneakers splashing mud. Adaeze trailed behind, muttering about ruined clothes. I kept scanning every corner, every moving shadow. The air by the river smelled of diesel, wet rope, and something rotten beneath. Wooden canoes bobbed lazily at the shore. Chike led us toward a half-collapsed warehouse with corrugated walls streaked brown by rust. That's it? I asked, skeptical. It's just the front, he said. Inside, there's a tunnel that leads to the safe house. I wasn't convinced, but the sound of an engine behind us killed my hesitation. A motorbike, fast, coming from the road we just left. Move, Chike ordered. We slipped into the warehouse. My eyes adjusted to the dim light. Nets hung from the rafters, and sacks of dried fish leaned in crooked piles. A door at the back creaked open, revealing a tall man with skin like oiled mahogany and a beard gone almost white. He looked at me for a long time, his eyes heavy with something I couldn't name. You came, he said. His voice was deep, roughened by years of wind and smoke. Do I know you? I asked. His jaw tightened. You did. You were 4. Your mother told you I was dead. My pulse stumbled. Yes, he said. Your father. Behind me, Adaeze let out a dry laugh. Perfect. All the liars in one room. The sound of the motorbike stopped outside. Heavy boots hit the ground. My father's gaze snapped to the door. He's here, he said. Get inside the tunnel. Now. The door rattled like it wouldn't hold long. For the first time in 12 years, I realized I might not survive the truth. We rushed toward the tunnel door, a narrow frame hidden behind stacked fishing crates. My father yanked one crate aside, revealing a steep set of stone steps that smelled of damp earth. Go, he ordered. Chike went first with Naya. I followed, gripping the cold railing. Adaeze hesitated until my father barked, "Move." The moment she stepped down, the warehouse door burst open. A man filled the frame, tall, lean, wearing a gray cap soaked with rain. His cheek bore a jagged scar that twisted when he smiled. Amaka, he said like my name was a joke. Alive and well. My father stepped forward, blocking him. Leave now. The man tilted his head. You owe me, old friend. 12 years ago, I did what you asked. I made sure she disappeared. My knees buckled. What? I whispered. The scarred man's eyes glinted. Oh, she doesn't know? Enough, my father growled, shoving him back. The man caught himself easily. I'll collect what's mine. One way or another. His gaze slid to me again. And she is mine. Fear surged like bile. My father slammed the tunnel door shut and locked it from the inside. The sound of boots pacing above us echoed in the narrow stairwell. What did he mean? I demanded. My father's back stayed rigid. Not now. We move. The tunnel was low and narrow, forcing us to hunch. The walls wept moisture, and the floor squelched with each step. Behind us, a dull thud hit the tunnel door, then another. He won't follow, my father said, but his voice lacked conviction. We kept moving until a faint glow appeared ahead. My father stopped, turned to me. When we reach the safe house, you'll hear things that will break you, he warned. But you asked for truth. And truth doesn't heal. The tunnel opened into a low-ceilinged room lit by a single bare bulb. It smelled of kerosene and dust. A wooden table sat in the middle, surrounded by mismatched chairs. My father closed the trapdoor behind us and bolted it. This is the safe house? Adaeze scoffed. Looks more like a waiting room for ghosts. My father ignored her. Sit. We obeyed. Chike kept Naya close, his eyes scanning every corner. My father leaned against the table, studying me. 12 years ago, he began, your mother came to me. She said someone was after you. A man connected to debts I couldn't pay. Debts? I asked. I was working for people who moved things they shouldn't. Drugs. Weapons. Your mother found out. She threatened to leave with you girls. He rubbed his face. The man with the scar, Ezekiel, was sent to take you. I told him to make you disappear, but not kill you. Just remove you. My stomach turned. Remove me? Like trash. I thought he'd hide you somewhere safe, my father said quietly. Instead, he staged that crash. I thought you were dead until I heard whispers later. Your mother swore she'd keep you hidden. And she did. Until now. Adaeze crossed her arms. And where was this concern when we were hungry? When Mama worked 2 jobs? My father's eyes darkened. Your mother told me you didn't want my help. That was her pride talking, I said bitterly. But this is more than pride. This is blood. And lies. A sudden knock, 3 slow raps, cut through the room. We froze. That's not Ezekiel, my father murmured. That's worse. The knock came again, softer this time, almost polite. My father pressed a finger to his lips and moved toward the door. A woman's voice slipped through the wood. Amaka? I know you're inside. Every hair on my arm stood up. Who is that? I whispered. Chike's grip on Naya tightened. Stay back. My father opened the small viewing hatch. His face went still. It's her. Her who? Adaeze demanded. The door creaked open just enough to reveal a tall woman in a raincoat, water dripping from her braids. Her eyes locked on mine. "You don't remember me, but I remember you." She stepped inside, ignoring everyone else. "My name is Ifeoma. I was on the bus that night. I saw what happened." My breath caught. You saw the car?" "Yes. And I saw the man who dragged you away after the crash." My father stiffened. "Enough." "No," she said sharply. "She deserves to know. He didn't just take you to hide you. He took you to sell you." The room tilted. My hands gripped the chair hard. Ifeoma went on, voice low. "A buyer backed out at the last minute. That's why you ended up free. But you were never supposed to make it home. And someone you trust, made sure Chike never found you." All eyes turned to Adaeze. She flinched. "I was a kid. I didn't." "You told him she was dead," Ifeoma cut in. "That was no accident." The tension thickened until the air felt chewable. Outside, a faint engine hum grew louder. Ifeoma's gaze darted to the door. "They found you. We have minutes." My father killed the light. "We use the back path," he said. Ifeoma nodded. "It leads to the old ferry dock." We moved fast, rain stinging our faces. The path wound through tall grass that slapped against our legs. Somewhere behind us, headlights cut through the dark. "Keep Naya between us," Chike ordered. The dock appeared like a skeleton in the mist, planks warped and groaning underfoot. A single canoe waited, tied to a rotting post. My father untied it while Chike helped Naya inside. I hesitated, scanning the shadows. That's when I saw him, Ezekiel, emerging from the grass, gray cap dripping, scar twisting with a grin. "You run well," he called. "But I always catch what's mine." "Go!" my father shouted. Ezekiel stepped closer, gun glinting under the fairy light. Adaeze gasped. "You said he wouldn't follow." "I was wrong," my father growled. Ifeoma pulled something from her coat, a rusty machete. "Get in the boat, girl." I stumbled in, heart hammering. The canoe rocked violently as my father jumped in last. Chike shoved us away from the dock, paddling hard. Ezekiel fired. Wood splintered inches from my arm. The current caught us, pulling us into the black water. Ezekiel's figure shrank, but his voice carried. "You can't run from blood, Amaka." My father's jaw was tight. "We're not just running from him," he muttered. "There's another one." We paddled for what felt like hours, the rain easing to a fine mist. My arms ached, my teeth chattered. Finally, we reached a low bank where reeds whispered in the dark. "We rest here," my father said. Ifeoma scanned the water. "No fire. Light travels." Chike settled Naya beside me, wrapping her in his jacket. Adaeze paced the muddy shore. "Who's this other one?" she asked. My father stared at the water. "A man named Otunba. Ezekiel works for him. But Otunba is the one who ordered your disappearance. I stole something from him. Records, names, accounts. I thought I could trade them for our safety." "And you failed," I said flatly. "Yes," he admitted. "But Otunba never forgot. If Ezekiel is here, Otunba isn't far." Ifeoma crouched beside me. "Those records, do you still have them?" My father's silence was answer enough. Adaeze laughed bitterly. "So this is all because of you. We're targets because you played spy." Chike looked at me. "If Otunba wants the records, maybe we give them back." "No," my father said sharply. "They're leverage. Without them he'll kill us all." A twig snapped nearby. We froze. From the darkness, a voice I hadn't heard in 12 years floated out. "Amaka? Is that you?" I turned, my heart nearly stopping. Mama stood there, soaked to the bone. She looked older, smaller, but her eyes burned with the same fierce light I remembered. "I told you never to come near the river," Mama said, glaring at my father. "You knew she was alive," my father said quietly. "I knew more than that," she replied. "I knew Otunba would come. That's why I kept her hidden." I stepped forward. "Mama, what's going on? Why didn't you tell me?" She shook her head. "Because truth can't protect you. Only distance can." I made Adaeze promise to keep you away from Chike. She kept that promise, in her own way. I turned on Adaeze. You knew? All along. Tears shone in her eyes. I thought I was saving you. Otunba would have killed you if you stayed close to him. By telling Chike I was dead? My voice broke. Mama stepped between us. Argue later. Right now, you all follow me. I have the records Otunba wants. My father's head snapped up. You what? I took them from you the night you left, she said coldly. And I never planned to give them back, until now. Chike frowned. Why now? Because they're the only thing keeping us alive tonight, she said. From the reeds, the sound of engines roared closer. Mama's eyes hardened. Otunba's men are here. Time to choose, run, or trade. We followed Mama through a narrow trail, the sound of engines growing louder. The path ended at a clearing lit by 2 black SUVs, headlights glaring. Men in dark jackets stood in a line, guns visible. One man stepped forward, tall, broad, dressed in white despite the mud. Otunba. So, he said, voice like silk over stone. The lost girl returns. My father stepped in front of me. Let her go. Take me. Otunba laughed. I don't want you. I want what you stole. Mama held up a waterproof bag. The records. All of them. Otunba's smile widened. And what do you want in return? Safe passage for my daughters, Chike and the girl, she said firmly. And him. Otunba nodded at my father. Do what you want with him, Mama replied. The air went still. My father's eyes locked on hers, betrayal cutting deeper than any wound. Otunba motioned for a man to collect the bag. He unzipped it, scanned the contents, and nodded. You have your deal, Otunba said. Leave now, before I change my mind. We turned to go, but Ezekiel's voice rang out. Not her. He pointed at me. She stays. Before I could react, Ezekiel lunged. His hand clamped around my arm like iron. Otunba didn't tell you everything, he hissed. Chike stepped forward, fists clenched. Let her go. Otunba raised a hand, amused. Ezekiel, the deal's done. She's worth more than paper, Ezekiel said. You think he won't pay twice for the girl he missed 12 years ago? The men shifted uneasily. My father moved like lightning, slamming into Ezekiel's side. The gun fired, the shot echoing across the clearing. Chaos erupted, men shouting, Mama pulling Adaeze and Naya toward the trees. Chike grabbed me, dragging me free. Ezekiel recovered fast, aiming at my father. No! I screamed. I threw myself forward, knocking the gun aside just as it fired again. The shot hit Otunba's shoulder. He roared in pain, turning on Ezekiel. You dare! Otunba's men swarmed him. Within seconds, Ezekiel was on the ground, groaning under their boots. Otunba pressed a hand to his wound, glaring at me. Go, all of you, before I decide to forget my word. We didn't wait. We plunged into the trees, running until the headlights were only memories behind us. We stopped near the riverbank, all of us gasping. Naya clung to Chike, her face pale. Mama checked each of us for wounds. My father leaned against a tree, bleeding from a cut on his cheek. His eyes met mine. You saved me. I didn't do it for you, I said, though my voice trembled. Adaeze sank to the ground, covering her face. I'm sorry, she whispered. Not just for today. For everything. I thought I was protecting you, but I was protecting myself from losing the only light I had. I crouched in front of her. You can't undo 12 years, Adaeze. But you can decide what you do next. She nodded, tears cutting clean lines through dirt. Chike stepped closer. We need to leave Port Harcourt. Tonight. Mama agreed. I have a friend in Calabar. We can hide there until we know they're not looking. My father straightened. I'll stay. Keep them off your trail. No, I said. You've made enough decisions for me. If you want redemption, come and face it with us. For the first time, he didn't argue. We crammed into an old minibus Mama's friend sent. The seats smelled of petrol and rain. Naya slept with her head in my lap, her braid curling around my fingers. Chike sat across from me, his eyes full of questions he didn't ask. Adaeze stared out the window, silent. The road stretched long and dark. Every time headlights appeared behind us, my heart skipped. But none followed for long. Halfway through the journey, Chike finally spoke. 12 years. I thought you'd left me. I hated you for it. I thought you forgot me, I admitted. I mourned you like the dead. We held each other's gaze, the weight of lost years pressing between us. Mama broke the silence. When we reach Calabar, we start over. New names, new lives. Names don't erase blood, my father said quietly. No, Mama replied. But they can erase fear, if we choose it. The bus rattled on. For the first time in years, the night felt less like a wall and more like a door. Calabar greeted us with morning mist and the smell of the sea. Mama's friend housed us in a small compound with bright blue walls and hibiscus flowers at the gate. Naya ran through the yard, laughing, her joy a strange, healing sound. Chike watched her, then turned to me. She deserves to know. I nodded. That evening, under the warm porch light, Chike called her over. Naya, he said gently, this is your mother. Her eyes widened. But, Dad, you said? I was wrong, he said. I thought she was gone. But she's here. And she loves you already. She looked at me, uncertain. Is it true? I swallowed hard. It's true. I've loved you since the moment I saw that picture. Slowly she stepped forward. I opened my arms. She ran into them. The world tilted back into place, one heartbeat at a time. Adaeze watched from the doorway, her face unreadable. 2 weeks later, news came from Port Harcourt. Ezekiel was dead. Shot in the back while trying to flee Otunba's men. Otunba himself had vanished, his empire crumbling under police raids. Mama sat with me on the porch, sipping tea. Sometimes, she said, justice doesn't wait for us. It just arrives. I thought of Ezekiel's scar, Otunba's cold smile, and the weight of their years over mine. I thought of Adaeze, who now helped Naya with homework every evening, trying to stitch trust back together. Chike joined us, holding Naya's hand. We're safe now, he said. No, I replied, smiling faintly. We're free. Safe is temporary. But free, we can build on that. That night, as the sea wind rustled the hibiscus, I lay awake beside my daughter, listening to her soft breathing. The past had stolen 12 years, but the present was mine again. And if the future ever came knocking with another lie, I'd be ready to answer, alive, unshaken and unafraid.